one man that probably will not be feeling too comfortable is wearing a double layer attire.
How is he doing it?
Another with, you know, he's Oyalowo. He's a member of the APC and it's live for us here.
How are you doing this?
How are you coping?
Well, we just cope. We just cope.
Oh dear, it must have been, because I mean, looking at all of these events, of course, a lot has gone into this in terms of the planning, the activities. Yes, this has to go on, but what do you think goes through the mindset of those who are coming in here? Not just about the weather, the fanfare, the state of the country. So maybe for you, as a young person who's also out there, who see what's going on, when you're coming to this kind of scenario where you're electing leaders who will not just lead the party, but they will be influential, probably in the next 4 years, depending on how the pendulum swings. So how do you process all of that?
Well, there is nothing out of place to process. It's a typical 4-year convention that we always have. I don't know whether I think you were here in 2022 when we had something similar. So it's something we are used to. Probably the weather this time just contributed. I think the environmental people said we are going through a heat wave in Nigeria. So it's really, really hot. I understand that. But we're coming to this place, the ambience looks really inviting and welcoming. I think the people who are in charge of the venue committee has done a good job. They've done very well. And then I hope this will impact on those that will be elected today. Some will be elected, some will be affirmed, because what has been done is most of the, no, not most, all the zonal, regional and state have done their convention or their congresses rather. So this is the federal one, this is the national. So I think this should just give them the impetus when they get into the office to make sure that this is the ruling party. This is the party in power. So it is time to deliver to Nigerians the promises that has been made to them. Because after all said and done, the essence of politicking is to get power. And the essence of getting power is to impact positively on the lives of Nigerians.
Are you able to perhaps, because of course, no government comes in and does absolutely nothing. They'll do what they can. They'll do their best. But at the end of the day, you also have to factor in the criticisms, the narratives out there about maybe they could have done better in this way. Maybe they could have been a lot more truthful to Nigerians about what they are really going through. Maybe they might have approached the entire scenario a little differently, because right now, if you speak to several people out there in the country, they will speak about the economy. They'll speak about the purchasing power. They will speak about security. Yes, the government may be doing their best, but clearly there are several grounds to cover.
Well, I agree that typically you always have rooms for improvement. But you see, I always find it very difficult to explain this because people sometimes have closed mind. But if people are open-minded, you will realize that whatever Nigeria is going through today is not localized to Nigeria. All we need to do is take a trip to Ghana, take a trip to Togo, even go to London, go to some other places that people go to. Honestly, the purchasing power everywhere is dwindling. Because sometimes I sit down and I ask myself, who exactly is the world owing? I'm doing my PhD in political economy. I was reading one of the books I'm using for my job recently, and I discovered that everybody is owing trillions. The Americans are owing trillions. The UK are owing billions and billions. And then I asked myself, who exactly are we all owing? So you realize that the entire world is faced with this quagmire. And like you said, yes, the government can always do better. So my own will be, let's focus basically on the basic. What is the basic? Nigerians want to eat good food. They want to be able to afford their meals. Nigerians want to be able to move from one point to the other. Those are the areas that we need to touch their lives. And when you are able to do that, then you can begin to think of some other gargantuan things.
No, but I think that also the indices that determine whether the life of the person living in the country is better, GDP per capita, the average disposable income of an average citizen, the poverty level, the unemployment rate, these are the indices. For all of these indices, you are an economist, you know they are in the negative. So,
well, I don't agree with you. A few months back, we had the inflation figure at over 30%. As we speak, it's about 15%. Yes, I will always say the truth that things are not the way they should be. But you see, I was having the discussion again with some people, I think yesterday. You see, before this government came in, we had this system where a few rental people sit down and take so much money and call it subsidy and say they are subsidizing fuel. And we also know that people sit in their houses, take money from CBN, and we have 3-4 different rates in terms of foreign exchange. So all this has been coalesced into one. We have a single foreign exchange market now. Just 2 or 3 weeks ago, we have the single window where all processes of government can be done. So a lot of things are being done.
So yes, Nigeria is getting better.
It will take a while for the.
Are you saying Nigeria is getting better?
Don't put words in my mouth. Some words are not yes and no. Some words are yes. The trajectory is better. It will show over the time. Because I can also, you remember I was in your station recently, I told you there was a time when this government came in, we were buying a bag of rice, 140 naira, 140,000 naira per bag. Today, it is much better. So it's not going to be immediate, but the trajectory is good. The indices are getting better.
Oyalowo, thank you so very much. I appreciate you. Go cool off because
don't worry. My media room there is very cold, so I'll go back there.
Thank you so much. Oyalowo, a member of the APC, and of course we'll be bringing to you a lot of conversation right here as we cover for you at the APC National Convention.